And I'll start with our little Pledge Week talk. So, we're modeling this Pledge Week idea off of what listener-sponsored radio, TV media does. I'm sure you've heard it, or I guess you'd heard it. But they operate on a really very different model than we do. So maybe adopting their model is a little bit of a stretch. But as we think about it, we can only imagine, that a really small percentage of people who are listening at that time actually pledge. Um, in other words, a small number of people really are responding to their pledge drive with, some money. Um, but a small percentage of a large group pool of people, that's a lot of people and leads to a lot of money. And they let you know how much money it's leading to. They kind of get you motivated by, we already have this much money and we have somebody who's matching it for this many hours. Anyway, maybe. Because I sometimes it feels like they're pounding it into us, with ongoing interruptions in their usual programming. We never know when. I think it's for a week. Seems like a long time. But we don't do that. We'd never interrupt our teaching. Can you imagine that? Interrupting a Dharma talk with a reminder to give money and then with a little place to click immediately to hear more Dharma. No, we don't do that. We don't do it.
Yeah, our conditions are different. Um, One thing we were thinking about with this is that also our financial structure is different. Our practice is different. We teach small, intimate groups, we teach individualized sessions, and we are in real time. If we give a recording, we talk about the recording. There's always somebody live talking to you, and really keeping up a relationship with you all. So our needs are different. We're small nonprofits. So your donations go to helping Pine Street Sangha and Sati Sangha. And Nelly and I continue to teach and to train other teachers. And hopefully for reflective meditation to live on, to continue beyond us, beyond the people in this room, Zoom room. But our teachers on the Daily On, they're volunteer. The hosts are volunteering their time. And by donating the time, this allows us to continue to keep meeting like we have been for 4+ years. And sometime I hope we say 5+ years and 6+ years. It looks like it's going that way. But we do need to pay for tech and administrative things to keep this meeting going, support to continue it working. And there are changes. That's another reason why we want your email addresses, so we can update people on the changes that happen. That will happen when you have something ongoing over time. The work that it takes to produce our podcast, to put all of our talks into a podcast where you can listen afterwards. If you miss the meeting, you have a chance to hear the talk pretty close to when it was given. And there are unknown and surprising expenses for being online. We don't have a brick and mortar building, but we get surprised continually by little things that just come up and like, oh yeah, we need to take care of that. So that gets spendy.
Generosity. Also, the word in Pali for that is dana. It really works different in different systems. So in our system, we really are honored to be a spiritual home for all of us. Feels like my spiritual home, and one that we've really built together. A spiritual home, we hope that over time feels like your home, like it's a good fit, a comfortable fit, a place that, that sometimes feels good and just with like-minded people, but also a place that it also challenges you at times to grow at that growing edge of learning these teachings and being with your experience. So whether you come here regularly to the Daily Online or not, we hope that there's a goodwill of wanting us to continue, and we hope and we need that to come in the form of financial support. Our Sangha is more vulnerable because we're small. We're more vulnerable to changing and shifting donations. Like storms, we expect and do our best to save for a rainy day, and we have some resources, some financial resources, but we also need those regular donations to operate. We don't have hidden departments or large infrastructure or tall buildings, but we do need your support, and we hope it feels like a positive in your life because generosity is really can be quite an uplift and quite a positive thing.
So we've been creative on finding ways for people to support us, and again, borrowing from this larger listener-sponsored media ways, and so we have been able to um, pair with stock donators so that people could give stock to Sati Sangha or to Pine Street Sangha. Either one that you're affiliated with, if that felt like something, if you have a certain income, if you're able to do that, if that's something that you are choosing other charities, other charitable organizations, we qualify for that. Nellie, did you want to say something else about that too?
Yeah. So we qualify, and you can just go to either website, and you can click to it. It's really, we've made it
Yeah.
easy. But the other thing I want to say, and it's maybe for 2024, it's a little too late, but 2025 is right around the bend, and maybe it's not too late. But if you're of, a certain age, and I'm saying it that way because the age changed, according to IRS rules recently. So you need to know from when you were born. But at a certain age, when you have to take out, if you have a retirement fund where you have to take out required minimum distributions, you might consider us. It's actually a really good move financially for many people. And of course, you always have to say now, consult with your accountant or financial advisor to see what is right in your situation. I'm sorry, I said it sing-songy, but it kind of feels like that to me. Very true. It's very true. Very necessary. So there's many ways really to make donations to our nonprofit profits.
Yeah. Yeah. And we thank you for considering us. We're part of your everyday lives for many of you, and we want to continue being part of your everyday life. It means a lot to us.
Yeah. So is it that meditation time, Linda?
It is. And I
Okay.
think I'm on the bells today. So
Okay.
welcome to anybody that's newer to our practice.